All right, I have a very special test for you guys, and there's a little bit of pun intended on that. Now, I am out here just a couple days ago, or yesterday, I posted that, we got significant flooding down here, and yeah, it was all the way up above this, because this is covered in mud here, so at least this high in water, but in one day it went down from a lot of the raining and flooding and all that. But what I want to test today is some classic old school load I've never seen tested. I wanted to test it for the better part of 15 years. And here's our 38 Special lead round nose, 158 green. This is a classic load. And there's a load I cannot find any information on it. I've never seen anybody test it before, and that's going to be our 44 Special 246 grain lead round nose. That's our classic 44 Special load. So in comparison to our 38 Special there, it's kind of a funny philosophy back in the day. I believe this was created around 1898 and this is 1907. This seemed to work okay, so rather than change technology, just make a little more of that. That's kind of what we were working with there. But basically, these are Remington rounds, and I'll show you a close-up here in a minute of the boxes and everything. But 158 grain lead round nose rated at 755 feet per second. 246 grain 44 Special also rated at 755 feet per second, and these are both known for their accuracy. Now, our 38 Special maximum pressure is a little bit higher. It's at, I believe, 17,000 psi. This is at 15,500 for a 44 Special. So I'm going to go through 4-inch barrels with these and see what we get. So let me show you a close-up of all this ammo. All right, so I'm going to use 4-inch barrels today. My 4 1/4-inch Smith & Wesson Model 69 here, and our 4 1/8-inch Smith & Wesson 686. These are both magnums, but they'll chamber and fire specials just fine. So what I have for ammunition is Remington, and this says wheel gun performance. This just says UMC. It's the same ammo though. The UMC and the wheel gun performance is both 158 grain lead round nose rated at 755 feet per second. So basically we have a scaled up and scaled down version of almost the same round. Now our sectional density is actually a little bit higher with our 44 Special, but it's really similar here. So you do see some propane tanks here. I'm going to shoot those just to see some knockdown power from a little bit of a distance. I got some 2x4s here. I'm going to shoot into those. As always, I'm going to do my chronograph test, see what kind of velocity and accuracy I get at the same time. And then I'm going to do my 10% clear ballistic test. We have no 4 layers of denim because we ain't going to need it for a non-hollow point. We have 3 inches of clear ballistics, followed by a 1/4-inch MDF to represent hitting ribs or sternum, and to more clear ballistics. I have a lot of clear ballistics. I have a 3A fiberglass body armor plate there in case we get pass-throughs. I don't think we will though. And we'll see what we get with the MDF and without the MDF. With it, it's like a ribs or sternum shot, and without it, it's kind of like a gut shot. And then along with, shooting those propane tanks and wood and everything, I'm going to fling some at my full-size steel silhouette from, various distances. So let's get started with this test. All right, first up, we're going to try the 38 Special. I'm about 5 yards from the target, 4 yards from the chronograph, rated at 755 feet per second. Let's see how close we get to that. 769, 777, 788, 759, 784, so a little bit above rated velocity and pretty good velocity. So let's try our 44 Special and see how that does. All right, 44 Special, also rated at 755 feet per second. Let's see what we get with this. No read. 649. No read. 639. No read. I'm just going to take those numbers because those two were pretty consistent to each other. And what you might expect, because I believe a 44 Special is rated through a 6 or 6.5-inch barrel. 38 Special through a 4-inch. So let's hit our ballistics gel block with both these rounds and see what we get for performance. All right, first up we have our 38 Special through a 1/4-inch MDF. Let's see how this does. Let's try it with no MDF. Let me try one more with the MDF because that one curved down. All right, no MDF, just our gut shot. Let's go up and take a look. All right, one more gut shot because it went out the side, so let's see what we get. All right, so that's really interesting. That's all very consistently the same, pretty much. I'm going to throw out this one at the bottom because it curved down, but what we're looking at here is through our MDF, we're looking at about 14.5 inches, and with no MDF, we're at, you know, between 14 3/4 and 15 inches, somewhere around there. So very consistent, which is, you know, we got okay damage in that gel. This gel's kind of old and I need to replace it, but we can see though we have okay damage and we got pretty good, you know, penetration, not over penetration. So let's try 44 special, see how that one compares. All right, 44 special, 1/4 inch MDF. See how it does. Let's try our gut shot now. All right, no MDF. See how it does. All right, so we're seeing basically the same thing. We're seeing pretty consistent performance, but an upscaled version of it because there's a little more damage and a little more penetration. Through our MDF, it did curve up a little bit. From this angle, it's about 17.5. If you went straight, you're about like right at 18 inches. You know, we're not over penetrating at all. And just like the 38 special, we're within like a 1/2 inch difference here. So with no MDF, what we're looking at is about an even 17 inches here. So here's our holes through our fiberboard with our 38 and with our 44 special. So it looks like they're shooting straight. It looks like they're doing all right. So from what I'm seeing here, you could do a lot worse because these are at least meeting half of, you know, ballistic testing protocol of staying within that 12 to 18 inches, and it's getting really good consistent penetration. And it does appear that there is tumbling. You see these tracks get a little bit wider about this point, which means that they're probably tumbling because, you know, these ones back here, the 44s do appear to be backwards. The 38s do appear to be forward facing now. So either way, that's pretty good performance. So I'm going to shoot that wood 2x4 with these 38 and 44 and see if there's a difference. All right, now I want to test something that makes everyone cringe: knockdown power. But legitimately, I want to see how a 38 compares to a 44 and knocking down this wood. So I'm going to try to hit them relatively in the same spot, not to give an advantage to the one to the other. So see how our 38 does. That's got some good knockdown power. All right, 44 special. See what kind of knockdown this has. You know, it threw it the same distance, but, you know, the 44 kind of threw it faster. So let's take a look at this wood and see where these bullets are at. All right, so I impacted pretty much where I wanted to. I wanted to put the 44 a little bit lower than the 38 just because I don't want to give it an advantage and have it tip over easier with the bigger bullet above it, but relatively close so that I could get a pretty fair comparison here. So got 3 of these old 2x4s. Let's see what we got in here. So here's our first board here. 44, 38, both went through no problem. 44, 38. So it looks like the 44 stopped in the back of board 2, made a big dent in the start board 3. The 38 made a little bit deeper, which kind of to be expected because, you know, we have less material to push through there. So let's shoot those propane tanks from a little distance. I want to challenge myself, see if I can hit them, and again, see what kind of quote unquote knockdown power they have. So let's try that. All right, I came back from 25 yards. Actually back about 6-7 feet from my 25-yard marker, so that I'm 25 yards from these propane tanks. So first one is the lower one on the right. I'm going to use the 38 special. See what happens when I hit this. I'm not going to put a fire source behind it, but it is full, so let's see what I can do. A little bit to the right. Same thing. Let me aim just a hair left. That's actually a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Let me run some more. I'll keep going with this. A single action. That was pretty cool. All right. 44 special. Let's see what I can do with this. This is known to be a really accurate round. So is the 38, but I hear a lot of people like the 44 for its extreme accuracy, but I don't know how it's going to shoot on my gun, so let's see what I get. Well, I guess they were right. It is a little bit more accurate. So I'm going to go back from a further distance and shoot, but I got a few extra rounds here. Let me run some from 25 yards with these 38 special, see what I can get. Steel silhouette. All right. 44 special. Just kind of flinging them there. All right, let me go back from 75 yards, run some rounds and see how they do for accuracy at that distance, because sometimes the slower shooting rounds just seem to do really well from a distance. They're easy to kind of shoot them, and there's a delay. You can see where they're hitting and adjust for that. So let me try some. All right, 75 yards from the target, 38 special. I'm going to try to channel my inner buffalo here and see if I can make some hits. So let's see what I can get. Don't know where that hit. These are hitting consistently to the right for me. I saw that at 25 yards. I don't think it's my sights or anything. I think it's just the way this ammo shoots. So I have to aim a little bit left. All right. Point of elevation seems to be about right. They just seem to shoot a little bit to the right for me. And some more. All right, those do pretty good. Now 44 special. Take a little bit more time to get there. However, one thing about ammo like this people don't realize is that there's more momentum. And whenever you talk about momentum, they're like, it can't knock somebody over. Well, momentum is something that, you know, results in it carrying through something a little bit better and also keeping its velocity at distance. So it may or may not impact slower, or it might be the same, but I'm just gonna hold center here, see what I can get. All right, case ejection with these is a little bit stickier, but they come out just fine with a good hit. Run some more. So I'm going to say the 44 special is a very, very accurate round when it's in a lead round nose. Everything I saw about this was pretty good. You know, we had slow velocity, but everything in the ballistic performance, you know, I didn't miss a single thing I was aiming at with this one time. So I'm going to say this is pretty much perfect performance. Our 38 Special is good. Absolutely good. You know, it could just be my sights or the way my gun likes this ammo. It was a little bit off for me. But still, we had really good ballistic performance, and our practical accuracy at any normal distance was really, really good. So I'm going to say 38 Special and 44 Special, these old school rounds, they are still good. They are still good. They seem to work really well. So that's what you get today. Really impressed with the 44 though. So as always, comment, share, and like, and thanks for watching.